Hey, 7th graders. Welcome to your Module 8 study guide for Part 1's test. It's a 9-question Edulastic, so let's go ahead and get started with the first question. Two sides of a triangle measure 20 centimeters and 30 centimeters. Which of the following could be the measure of the third side? I need to look at each one of these options and test them to see if they satisfy the rule for inequalities in a triangle. So what is that rule again? The third side, which is the longest side, needs to be bigger than the sum of the two smaller sides. So right now, 30 is going to be our C because A, B, C, and D are all smaller than 30. So now we're looking for our B or our A. So what can we add to 20 that when we add it is going to be greater than 30? So if we add 2, 22 is not greater than 30, so we cannot choose 2. Let's try 7. 27 is not greater than 30. Let's try 5. 5 plus 20 is 25. That's not greater than 30. Now let's try 12. 20 plus 12 is 32, which is greater than 30, so our answer must be D. This is a tricky problem, so pause the video, go back if you still need help and clarification about the triangle inequality theorem that states that two sides of the triangle must be greater than the third side when you add them. The sum of the two smaller sides need to be greater than the largest. Question 2. Classify the triangle by its angles and its sides. So in this picture we see 10, 10, and 7. So using my anchor charts, I can go and look at the kinds of triangles. I see that this is an isosceles triangle that has two equal sides. All of the angles on the inside are less than 90, so this is going to be acute. Use your anchor charts for this one, especially on the test tomorrow. True or false? Is it possible to construct an obtuse equilateral triangle? This is not possible because an obtuse triangle has one obtuse angle, and all angle measures cannot be the same because any angle that's obtuse has to be greater than 90 because it would have to be 91, 91, 91, and we all know that a triangle only has 180 degrees in it. So no, not possible. Question 4. It asks us to identify the angle by degree, so I would use a scratch pad in different colors for this work here. Right off the bat, I see CFD. I'm going to use purple, CFD. That is adjacent to this 90-degree angle, so I know that this is 90 degrees. BFC, BFC. I know that this is a part of this complementary angle pair. So if this is 42, I'm looking for 90 minus 42, which is 48. Next, I want to find DFE. Well, DFE is vertical to 42 because they share this vertex F, and they're opposite, so this is 42. And finally, the last angle we're looking for is AFE. So when I look for AFE, that is another set of vertical pairs. So that is vertical using this vertex to this vertical angle pair. I know that this is constructed of 48 and 90. That's one way to do it. 48 plus 90, which is 138 degrees. There are more than one way to figure this out. You have to come up with the way that works the best for you. Number 5, which describes the relationship between AFB and CFB? AFB and CFB form this 90-degree angle. So the best way to describe this relationship is complementary. Number 6, which describes the relationship between AFB and AFE. AFB, AFE. Both of these angles come together to form this straight angle. So that is a supplementary angle pair that add to 180. Number 7, which describes the relationship between AFB and DFE. We learned this in the previous one, that these are vertical because they are opposite and they share a vertex, so they are congruent. Number 8, select the equation you would use to solve for x. In this situation, I see a complementary angle pair of two angles that add to 90 degrees. So this would be 2 plus 5x plus 38 equals 90. And in this case, that would be letter C. It's a 2-point problem or 2-part, so it wants us to solve this equation. 2 and 38 combine to become 40, and you're left with 40 plus 5x equals 90. Now this is a 2-step equation that can be solved by subtracting 40 and dividing by 5. To undo the 40, we're going to subtract 40 first. Then we're going to divide both sides by 5, and we get x is equal to 10 for x. Okay, and the final question asks us, what is the measure of angle ABC? So that's going to be ABC. This is one part of the bigger angle, which is 90. So I can do 90 minus 38 to get ABC, which is 52. Or I can substitute in 10 and get 50 plus 2, which is also 50. All right, for the final question, this is another similar problem. It says select the equation you would use to solve. We see angle KNL is 4x and angle LNM is 52. Together they form this supplementary angle of 180, the supplementary angle pair. So when I add them together, I get 180, so that should be B. All right, and this is a ABC problem, so part B is solved. So we're going to solve by subtracting 52 and dividing by 4. We'll start with subtracting 52 on both sides, and we get 4x equals 128. We're going to divide both sides by 4, and I get 32 for x. Two ways to solve for this last part. We can either substitute in 32 for x and get 128, or I can see that this whole thing is 180, and if I subtract away 52, I will also get 128. All right, 7th graders, as you can see, the last 2 questions need to be graded manually for your work, so they will show up yellow. That will be the same case on the test. We wish you the best of luck on your test tomorrow, 7th graders. Check in with your teachers if you have questions. Please make sure you ask. Good luck.